Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy, and today I have the brand new Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye whiskey. This release is credited 100% to me. I'll let you know what I mean by that when I nose it, taste it, and give it a mark.
The rise, wasn't too big on the rise. Let me know what you think. Maybe they'll make like a single barrel proof rye. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yes, so if you saw my Jack Daniel's core range video, you'll know that I wasn't too high on their single barrel 47% rye whiskey, but did suggest that maybe they would come out with something at cask strength, and they did it. This is coming in at 66.95% ABV. If you want to check out my specific bottle stats, they're right here. Let's see how this is on the nose. So, unbelievably good nose. Absolutely love it. Really interesting, like charcoal chocolate kind of note to this. You get like mint chocolate in here as well. You get some typical bourbon notes, like brown sugar, caramel for sure. This nose is more like a high rye bourbon versus a rye whiskey. Just really nice, like leather aspect to this. Like aged leather, absolutely glorious. Dark cherries coming through as well. Yeah, like just candy cherry note, black cherry note, and again that leather note in this is so nice, like a nice like weathered old leather kind of note to it. I mean, this nose, one of the best rye whiskey noses I've ever smelled before, hands down. Let's go palate. Lots going on with this. So again, that like black cherry note carries over. Really interesting maple syrup sweetness to this. Really good. Lots of viscosity as you'd expect. Creamy caramel. You even get like a corn note, like a cream corn kind of note to this. Get that corn sweetness. Definitely like that almond paste, marzipan note as well. Pick that up in here. And then right on the tail end, this like pina colada, coconutty rum note. This is like just really nice. This is very well done rye whiskey for sure. Not sure of the breakdown of the mash in this. I would say that it's probably not too high of a rye. It drinks more like a high rye bourbon than it does a rye whiskey, like I said before. But definitely a decent amount of corn, I'd say, in this mash bill, and then you definitely that charcoal filtering. You get that sweetness that comes from that charcoal chocolate note is phenomenal. The only thing that's holding this thing back from being super epic rye whiskey, I think, is its age. You do get like a little bit of youthfulness in here. The finish is super powerful. It brings some serious heat with it. This thing definitely needs time in the glass to open up for sure, but when it does, it's very good. I would go as far as saying that this is a poor man's Booker'S rye. If you've seen my review on the Booker'S rye before, you know that that is my favorite and the best American whiskey I've ever had so far. So this is very high regard in me saying that. Poor man's Booker'S rye. And yeah, I mean, the Booker'S rye, 13 years old. This, I'm not sure how old this is, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that maybe. Maybe less, I'm not sure, but you can definitely pick up the youthfulness on the finish. It does bite you a little bit, but I mean, what a great whiskey. Jack Daniel's, I mean, they release these single barrel proofs and they're so good. Completely different from their old number 7 for sure. But super happy with this, and I'm glad that I had something to do with it. Of course I did, right? New master distiller at Jack Daniel's obviously watches Super Social Club. He's a big fan, and he took my advice, and one of his first releases as new master distiller is to release something like this that pleases all of the whiskey fans out there for sure. Only, I think, 200 barrels of this. So 200 barrels, if you do the math, what does that come up to? 50,000 bottles, 40 to 50,000 bottles, something like that. So these are limited, not impossible to find. For me, I had to source this on the secondary market. This is not in Ontario. I'm not sure if Ontario will even see them. I hope they do. I sourced this on the secondary, paid full secondary for this, 240 Canadian dollars. I've seen this on the US secondary for 200. So just a tad under that if you do the conversion rate. So I guess not full, but almost all the way up there. But I wanted it. I was super excited. I know there's some really good reviews out on this. So I was excited to get a bottle. Is it worth that? I'm going to score this bad boy 90 out of 100. And if it wasn't for that little youthful like bite, that like heat on the finish, you'd be giving even a higher score than that. But 90, very well deserved for sure. And for the price, for 240 Canadian dollars, I'm hesitant to take off a half mark, but honestly, I think that this is worth that. I think it is worth you could put this into a Willet 7-year-old rye, and it would retail for 240 Canadian dollars, maybe even more. And those things on the secondary, times it by 5. So I do think this is worth way more than its retail price. I mean, retail is what, $65 US, $75 US. If this thing comes out, you see it at retail, auto buy 100% for sure. If you're a rye whiskey fan, if you're a bourbon fan, you're gonna absolutely love it. And of course, if you've had the Booker'S rye, you know what I'm talking about. So it's a quality pour. Super happy with it. So yeah, 90 out of 100 on this one. Let me know what you think. Jack Daniel's, have you tried any of their single barrel proof stuff? There were some store picks that came out. There's some travel retail picks that came out of the single barrel bourbon, barrel proof bourbon that was really good. This phenomenal. Let me know if you tried it so far and what your thoughts on it. Thanks so much for watching. Very much appreciated. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.